Welcome back to the second lesson on assessment. We've covered quite a bit of ground on this topic, and in this lesson, we look at what makes up effective assessment. As with so many things, it is a complex concept, and there are many factors that contribute to efficacy when assessing. We hope to touch on some of the important factors that have a bearing on effective assessment. We will explore the concepts of purpose, fairness, authenticity, variety, range, and give some suggestions for marking. You need to decide what you want to assess and what the results will mean in terms of learner progress. This decision guides the test design. The teacher's judgment should be based on a variety of assessments. A once-off summative assessment does not really reflect the level of learners' progress on the road to acquisition. Assessments need to evaluate learners' language competence in real-life tasks, as noted previously. This does not mean that there is no place for tasks like multiple choice, true or false, and gap fills. These tasks are useful when assessing accuracy, as mentioned earlier. Authentic assessment that is fair should be set on topics and content that is culturally familiar to the learner. Also, tasks should be scaffolded initially. As learners acquire the test-taking skills, the scaffolds are removed. Scaffolding such as visuals, examples and familiar content is useful to the second language learner who is acquiring English. The test should be made up of a range of items that cover a variety of situations. This allows the learner more opportunity to display his or her knowledge where possible. Test items should give learners the opportunity to demonstrate their skills as they use them in everyday life. We should keep in mind that our goal is to develop learners' proficiency in using the language in the real life. Items that resemble a real-life situation will produce a better assessment than decontextualized items. It is a good idea to set interactive items where learners read or listen to a text and are required to respond to the text in a meaningful way. This represents a real-life situation where learners have to listen and interpret or read, understand, and interpret. There are many variations in marking practices by teachers. Some teachers value hard work and effort and will mark these as well. This may be a dangerous practice, as learners' language proficiency should be the focus. There are a few guidelines to keep in mind. Assign scores based on a scoring rubric. Do not assign marks for effort or combine effort and achievement in one mark. If you assign marks for a group work, assign a separate marks for each individual learner. Group results can demotivate the individual. Give learners careful comments on what they can improve on. Ensure that your test items are aligned with your outcomes. It is important to remember that with every test they write, learners are supposed to learn more about language and how to use and construct it. It is not about the mark only. Give learners the opportunity to demonstrate their knowledge in a variety of ways. This will benefit their acquisition in the end. This brings us to the end of our unit on assessment. We wish you the best of luck with your own classroom assessment. Goodbye.